welcome to Time Will Tell Tarot. Today, I would like to do a reading to ask about what's going on around the world and what sort of advice they would like to give us. First message that I'm picking up is they were saying that despite we're all going through this hardship and difficult times, especially in the middle of the pandemic, we in a way we should embrace this opportunity to allow us to be spiritual awakened. Because what they're picking up here is there are way too many deceptive energy going on around the world at the moment. There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of trickery. There is a lot of hidden energy around the world at the moment. Doesn't matter where you are. Now, this message I'm picking up is reflecting on every single one of us. So you do have a choice whether you want to be someone who is deceptive or not. And only you would know whether all this time you have been someone who being very honest, very caring, very compassionate towards others, or you are just simply someone who playing trickery all the time and having all this toxic energy around you. Now, if you are those who it's been having this deceptive energy, like treating other people wrong, even though you know something is wrong, but you sort of you sort of manipulate the situation and make it sound like that you're right, the situation is not wrong, so when something is black, you will make it like something is white. And they're saying that it is really time for you to really go within, to think, really, like, is this what you want to carry on? Because if that is the case, you won't end it well with good karma coming into your life in a way, because somehow in time it will always bounce back to you. So if now you are someone who is going through this hard time, in a way it's an opportunity for you to really open your mind and try to go deep within and see why you have come to where you are today. Now, for the other group of people, they're simply having this blindfold around their eyes. They might not necessarily be someone who is being deceptive to others, but these group of people, they're overthinking. And because they're overthinking, sometimes they do feel helpless and they feel hopeless about a situation. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to move forward. So there is this stagnancy going on, and they always remain someone who are very insecure, and even though they witness things are not right, but they just sort of let it pass. So let's say even though they are not the one who created this something bad, but because the fact that they kind of just stand still, they not trying to get involved and help, therefore it's not going to bring them back good karma either. So I give you an example. If you see someone who who is mistreating another person, and maybe at your workplace, or maybe someone is getting bullying and all that, but because maybe you don't want to get into conflict, so therefore you just sort of keep your mouth shut, and you'd rather just be silent and stand one side to be the audience, and that's not right either. Do you know what I mean? So with those group of people, this is also a time for you to really take off that blindfold and really trying to make things right, because without you putting the effort to make things right in life, you are also going to be other group of people that you're blocking your abundance, and you were never going to get anything tangible coming in. So, and I'm sure like right now during this pandemic, a lot of us could actually feel it, because it's going to hit a lot of people hard. A lot of people will experience suddenly they lost a lot of valuable things in life, or someone that they love even. And things don't happen for no reason. I always tell people that whatever you put out, the universe, it will always bounce back to you. It doesn't matter good or bad. Now, for someone who might think that, if I've always been someone who putting good stuff out there, why I still suffer and experience this hardship? It's not fair. And I always explain to people that karma, it works in the way that it will also, like we all have previous life, this life, present and next life. And when it comes to Buddhism, it's saying that your previous life probably have done quite a lot of, well, it depends. Some people that have done a lot of good things, some have done a lot of bad things. So if you've done a lot of good things this life, in return, you will have a lot of good things coming back to you. And otherwise, it will it won't be fair. Why someone right now, this minute, they're born in a third world country and suffering. They don't have food. They don't have water. They don't have nothing. They don't even have the basic needs. But some people on the other side of the world, they're born in a family that they've got absolutely everything. So in order to explain why this is happening, it's all about reincarnation. It's all about what you've done in previous life. Now, the thing is, nobody knows what we have done in previous life. So therefore, this life, we are the one who in control. We are the one who make that choice whether we want to build our good karma. And a lot of people, because at some point they will become complacent, they will feel like maybe this moment, well, it seems like they have everything they want, life is good, and they just wanted to how do I say, and then they just become they forget, they become ungrateful, they become someone who is taking life for granted. And what happened is, even though they have good fortune that have saved up from the past, eventually they will run out all those good fortune. And that's why when the time is right, the bad karma is going to hit them back. Anyway, so my point is, here it's just saying, take this opportunity to really learn and to embrace life, and don't take things for granted, because anything can happen. We come to where we are today, that's because over the years, like I said, the human beings have been overly abused the planet, overly abused what they have in life, and taking things for granted, and then continuously to test the moral ground. What I'm picking up is they have really crossed the line that sometimes, people shout out and say freedom, I want freedom, I want democracy, but really they're overstepping the mother nature. They're overstepping the moral boundary, and then they backfire, and they go backfire the situation. And anyway, so moving on to the next message, it's time to reach out, they're saying, because I can also see there is this extreme, there's this two extreme situation here, where I see one group of people, they are just totally in their comfort zone, because they don't have to worry about their finance, they don't have to worry about their home life situation. But then on the other hand, we have this group of people are really suffering. I really feel like they been left out in the cold, and they've been they have so I see people is injured. I see people, these people, they needed the help, but they don't get the kind of help that they need. They're begging for food, they're begging in the cold, and I see hunger here. Basically, it's just two very extreme group here, and they're saying that it's time for people who reach out, kind of work with one another, because without doing that, all you're doing is eventually you will be experiencing the same thing what others feeling. I'm trying to say, do what you can. So for example, like if you don't have the money, you don't have spare money to donate or anything, physically do something to help other people. You can even just do a baby step. If you don't know how, you can simply call people, reach out, not just people that you know, but also people who can be a total stranger. Go and help them. Go and ask about how they are. Go and show that compassion, that you really care for other people. And of course, it's even better if you can do more than that. If you can donate money, if you can physically help somebody, that would be just fantastic. And I'm seeing that in time, if people in the world starting to reach out to one another and build up that Queen of Cup energy here, which represent someone who have deep emotion inside, is very nurturing, and they are very how do I say, like a person who understands the emotion very well, very mature about common sense and love, where how things should be, and in time, and I'm seeing that it will allow. Right now, this what was going on in the whole world, the situation is going to get better, only because when people are really starting to reaching out and think for one another and really trying to help one another, not just think about their own situation, what would benefit them the most. Oh, therefore I will do it to help others, otherwise I'll just keep it to myself. No, this is not the energy here is calling out. And again, the next message is saying shine. So underneath, I'm getting this message that they're saying that we need to also start become someone who is logical, who is very rational. And once we know the logics to it, we gotta act with passion. But however, if someone who is still having this devil energy here, which is in between the cards that under this particular message, then it's not going to work. Then you will never reach to the 10 of Cups, which is a happily ever after. Again, I'm picking up offering to others, not just in a material way, but also emotional way. Because like I said, a lot of people are still in this energy that all they care is about themselves, or all they care about is the material world and with their own situation. Now, next message I'm picking up is they're saying right now a lot of people have, because they have suffered, they have lost a lot, especially during this pandemic. They want to have a major comeback. They want to come back in a victory way. However, the way how they do it, these people, they want to take a leap of it and press the restart button, and they want life just start fresh. But with when they wanted to start fresh and all that, unfortunately they attach with this like very murky, very secretive energy, very unclear energy. So what that indicates to me is they just want to act fast, they just want to move forward, but in a reckless way, and they want to restart things without truly thinking through when it comes to emotionally what they actually need to do. And because of that, it's just going to make life very hard, because so I give you an example. How a lot of country now, they want everything go back to normal because of the economy impact. They really need people start working again, start going out spending again. I totally get all that part, right? But they're missing out one important part. Is they a lot of them, they refuse to take the time to heal properly, or they refuse to use the right strategy in a way. So we all understand, when something suddenly just happened, it's normal to take time to heal. We're not talking about one person or one family here, or one nation here. We're talking about all around the world. So how can we underestimate the kind of the amount of time that we need to rebuild basically, how people, a lot of people, they forget, because like I said, it's not just about a person or a nation or a family. We talk about the whole world. So in order to really move forward, to start fresh again, it is normal to take some time. It's going to take some time because of all those years what humans have put in to the world, and now it finally bounced back to us. I mean, everything is created by the human. You're talking about war, you're talking about poverty, you're talking about hunger, right? You talk about sickness, like all this, it caused by a human being, human. But I just find it really sad that I don't see why people don't get it, and all people want to do is they want to heal this immediately. They want to just move forward and almost like pretend nothing happened, like business as usual. But it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Because if people don't start thinking right, all this, the whole thing is going to get us back to square one. Now, next message I'm picking exactly the same, the cards that I'm picking. It's time to strengthen the bonds right now when it comes to the whole world. And it is an opportunity for us to learn exactly what the hell just happened to us. People are dying. People, like, we're not talking about a small amount, we're talking about a large amount of people. And just because it didn't hit you, personally, it didn't hit you, or it didn't hit the people that you love, but these are still real events, right? So how come people can ignore it and choose to still not facing it? Because I've got this Two of Swords card under the Tower moment, and that really strongly indicates, showing me that even though despite this tragic event happened just out of the blue, still until today we have people who choose to running away from denial, and they choose not to face a situation, and that just crazy to me. And it's gonna hit, like I mentioned, it's gonna hit those people harder, especially those people who are juggling, when they're supposed to need to do the right things, but then they juggle and they're trying to find excuses and this and that, and carry on to do something that is wrong, that will not only affect themselves but also affect other people. They choose to walk away from caring about others, and those people, we have a double Tower card here, so that indicates to me very strongly it will hit them. It's just a matter of time. And when that hits you, when that hit those group of people, and you will see we have, okay, now I'm picking up this energy that it's related to sadness and isolation, right? So you have a few group of people that, there's a group of people that they still carry on, go out party, drinking. I see a lot of drinking, partying going on. And I see there's this group of people who, they're authority kind of people, they have power, those type of people. They allow these people carry on to do whatever they want, recklessly. And I still see some people, in a way, they're trying to ignore the situation. They're trying to ignore how many people have actually suffered around the world, but they chose to look away. They chose to almost like, all they care is, when is their ship gonna arrive? Where is their next destination? When I say that, I don't mean like you shouldn't think about your future and all that. I don't mean that way, but this is I'm talking about particularly for those group of people that they ignore. Some people really, they're dying because of this virus, and it really rely on every single one to make things right, to minimize getting people who are getting infected. So for example, you will see like people who are very young, they just, all they care, just want to go out and meet up their friends and party and all that. But they also think that, so what, it's only the virus, I'm young, if I catch it, I will make it. But and that is very selfish thinking, because again, you're not thinking about other people. You're not thinking, okay, just because you made it, just because you could make it, but you could have potentially passed it on to other people, and other people might won't make it, and other people could die because of you. Other people could die and never be able to see their loved ones because of you. And how could you sleep at night and thinking everything is okay, life goes on in that way? I'm not saying here you can't have life. I'm not saying that you have to completely isolate yourself and not interact with others and all that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that do it in a sensible way. I see a lot of young energy, especially young energy here, completely reckless at the moment here. And then for another group of people, they're truly focusing a lot on their finance. They're truly focusing on their home life, their stability. Which I totally understand, but then the card here is saying that you gotta do the right thing to move on. You can carry on to move forward. It's great. Do that. We all have to do that, right? But as long as you do it in the way you don't affect other people, affecting yourself is already bad enough, but affecting others, it's not a good energy. And especially if you know what you're doing, it will affect other people, then don't do it. Because like I said earlier, the energy is, you have this group of people, they completely ignore, even though they know something is not right, because they care too much about their own things, their own material world, what they've owned. So they completely they're completely blindfolded, and they can't see other people, because all they care is about themselves. Now, next message is, again, they say you just gotta simply love. Because at the moment, I've got this 5 of Wands card here in reverse. I don't even read reversal, but it flew out in reverse. So when it comes to reverse, it's basically talk about there is this harmony. So basically, they're saying that, like I said, we need to simply love. And when that card flew out in reverse, it's just saying that we need to create this harmony. We need to come up with this problem-solving attitude, We need to avoiding conflicts, basically, because I see a lot of conflicts going on, and I see a lot of people fighting for themselves, which I understand is a human nature, but like I said, as long as you don't do something that affect people just based on your own benefit, then do it. Because otherwise, you are someone who you're still, otherwise you'll be someone who basically you still want to keep that devil energy in your life. Because clearly, to me, I see this whole thing, it's a judgment day. It's like a second chance to test us whether we want to solve the problem in the right way. And you have to be consistent to work on it. Because otherwise there won't be another chance for you. Like, things are gonna hit you hard, I can see. Now the last message, again, is just strongly telling me that for those who wants to restart this whole you restart this life journey, want them to basically press the restart button. Unless you have this Empress energy, you've got the Empress card here, and basically saying that you really need to be someone who is very nurturing, very loving, very caring, a very stable energy, very mature. Because otherwise, if you otherwise there won't be that's the only way to make things happen again. And I see a lot of promising energy here in this spread as well, but I only see that when that happen, when people are willing to make an effort to completely change the way how they live and change the way how they treat others. And it's never too late, right? But a lot of people are stubborn about it. What can you do? You can carry on stubborn about it, but I can assure you your abundance is not coming. Your abundance is not even near you. And with the Empress energy, once you have the Empress energy, like I said, I'm not saying you only have this energy for a day or a week or a month or a year. You have to be consistent. And once you do that, you will start seeing the magic. You will start seeing miracle happens. You will start seeing things are coming together. I see like coming back together with someone, celebration, and financially stable as well. But again, someone got to make that decision, because it's a very black and white thing. So I see this Four of Wands as well, that represent is like long-term happy stable life, partnership even with people. But then you also have the Two of Wands next to it. So when you have the 4 plus the 2, so you have the 6. So it's like 6 when you coming back. 6 of Wands is the victory, victory coming back, victory energy. But then again, only unless you decided to do it. As much as some people, they might think I'm preaching, but I'm really not. I'm just reading what the card and energy tells me. You'll be surprised, like, how many people in this world have no idea what I'm talking about until today. And all they're doing is they're trying to silence people. They're trying to shut other people up. Because when you're different with other people, and if the majority of people are they tend to act like a sheep. They just want to follow others. And here is saying that you have a choice. You have a choice not to be one of those people. So it's really all up to you. But from what I'm seeing it's quite promising, which I'm quite happy about this spread. That at least it's not like we're all doomed. There's definitely a bright side. Despite we're going through this pandemic, but again, we all have to work on our own karma. Nobody's going to work for your karma, right? So if you don't work on it, no one will. And you simply can't blame anyone. You just can't blame life but yourself. So anyway, I hope you liked the reading, and take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.